asking questions and making comments. The last time I was in Jamaica, the first thing I said to myself is I could live here because most of the business I do is remote and most of the payments I do are digital. So for me, that is certainly in my mind now going a certain part of the year to Jamaica because the digital aspects is there. Everything's there. No, I have a good team and relatives down there that we know each other. We're very tight. So that I think you not only have to have a resource infrastructure, you need to have a human infrastructure. I'm not going to use the word ecosystem because I'm tired of hearing that word. So I'm going to say infrastructure. A human and a resource infrastructure is so important. Evelyn, thank you so much. I know you got to hop off, but thank you so much for your comments and questions. So I 100% agree with Ray. You have to have people you can trust. When you're down there, and especially if you're not there, you definitely have to have it. You've got to be physically there, and so I think it's a very, very key thing because you don't know their area. They know the area best than anyone. So you be there and you also learn. You just don't watch and you learn the game, so to speak. It's very, very important. Ryan, anything you want to
Yeah,
add?
if you can be there, sorry,
Go ahead.
but if you can be
No,
there,
no,
I such shut the. I mean, if you don't have, you know, somebody who, and for me, like I tell people when I'm in the Caribbean, I don't deal with a lot of people in the Caribbean who haven't had North American experience. But you don't understand me, what I'm trying to do. So if you haven't lived in North America, or studied in North America, or spent extensive time going back and forth in business in North America, I'm a little reluctant to deal with you in the Caribbean because the way I function and the way you function is very, very different. I mean, not going to do business the same way. That may sound very harsh to some people, but it's worked for me. So if you live your entire life in some little village in the Caribbean, then I am not trying to engage you to do anything for me because you don't have the lived experiences to understand what I'm trying to accomplish, right? And that's just my reality, and I make no apology for it. But everybody's different. So if you want to deal with folks who have never spent time in Toronto, Miami, or thing to do your business for you in the Caribbean, then you're setting yourself up for a major disaster. They don't understand what you're trying to do. Now, even the floor plan that we have here, that I was working on for this project I'm working on, um, they didn't understand what I was trying to do when I talked about the powder room and that kind of stuff. And I had a powder room just off the living area. They got one of the guys says, "Why you put a toilet outside your house, in the middle of your house?" You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of comments you get. You know what I mean? Folks style their entire house from floor to ceiling, which to me is nonsense. That's not my taste in design, right? So you can't just give somebody free reign to build for you
Mhm.
because they will build for you based on their reality. So you know, there's the analogy I'm gonna make. The shoemaker's wife always got very poor shoes, right? So if you look at the way somebody lives their life, then they're going to deal with you based on their realities. So if you're living in a very simple home and you've had very limited experience building certain types of homes, then you can't build the home I am looking for because it's not your reality. Now today
Mhm.
it's easier for local contractors because you can go on YouTube and you can, but a lot of guys don't do that. I mean, the crew that I have here that I'm working the project with, they have, they don't even I have to tell them I want a flat ceiling, only recessed lights, and the things that they choose are what I consider gaudy because people in the in many developing nations still see shiny stuff as being expensive. And that looks the way they dress. They've all got a t-shirt with somebody's name in front, whether it's Armani or Gucci. Like they're into that kind of stuff. A lot of the visual bullshit, right? Which means very, very different. I don't care to have any glassy chandelier in my house. It looks like cheap crap to me. It's a dust collector, right? But those things are still what a lot of people look for. So you've got to basically lay out your blueprint, and don't be influenced by people who haven't had your lived experience. I mean, we've lived in nicely designed homes in North America. I mean, if you go into a condo in Toronto at 600 square feet, you see how they use the space very effectively. You got a one bedroom, one and a half bathroom condo at 600 square feet, and you use that floor plan here. But you got square feet in the Caribbean, and half the space is wasted. It's not livable space. So you have to sit down and use those North American floor plans and work to your what you need here in the Caribbean. I mean, you want higher ceilings, at least 10-foot ceilings. I mean, you can go up. There's no limitation of how you can know your house in most parts of the Caribbean. But you build an 8-foot ceiling. You build a 9.5, 10-foot ceiling, nicely raised. You got vaulted parts to your ceiling, and it doesn't cost you anything more, right? Because a lot of remember the biggest part of your project in North America is your labor costs. Electricians and plumbers, they charge major dollars in the Caribbean.
Yes.
Here in the Caribbean, your labor cost is minimal, right? So it allows you to really fine-tune your project and do a lot of stuff that you couldn't build in Florida in the Caribbean because the labor cost is so low. When you look at what it costs you per hour to have laborers in the Caribbean, I'm talking skilled labor. I'm not talking guys just pushing a wheelbarrow. I'm talking skilled labor, significantly less. So once you understand that difference, how to manage that labor cost, then you can build what you want very, very effectively and very inexpensively.
Well, I think that is a good way to wrap up this epic conversation. Ryan, anything else you want to add?
No, I gotta bring some tips back to the family that's still building the house. Half the house isn't done. Actually, last report I did here, it's livable, so we'll see how far it is.
Wow.
But yes, appreciate you as always, Ray. Thanks for the insight.
Ray, thank you so much tuning in from Guyana. And every time I speak with Ray offline, he tells me it's beautiful down here, and I say, Ray, stop it. So, but that's a beautiful thing. As always, there's Ray's contact information, and I think the best way to get a hold of him right now is via email. Is the best way. But any of the numbers, if he's not available, Stefan is available. So, Ray, thank you so much. Pardon me, as always, taking time from your positive, productive schedule. Great. We had great engagement. Lots of people watching today. So you bring knowledge that they're looking for. Now we just want people to make a decision and take action. You too can be where Ray is if you plan it correctly. You don't have to be living in North America all year round.
Yeah, as part of your retirement plan. I mean, if you're close to 60 or you're close to retirement, then you want to start making that transition. And for those of you who listen who are younger, as I said in the earlier part of my conversation, I am starting to start this process of spending time in my 30s.
Same here.
Caught up in the lifestyle, North American cars and the house and the clothes, which is all nonsense. It doesn't mean anything when you look at the grand scheme of life. So if you're in your 30s and you've got a Caribbean connection, try and get a Caribbean passport. It's very important. Get a tax ID number. And when you land in the Caribbean, you come with your Caribbean passport. You can bring stuff back to the Caribbean. In some cases, it's two of everything. So you can bring back stuff tax-free if you plan to remigrate and you plan to live in a home. And if you don't plan to live in a home, once you've got a Caribbean passport, whether it's Jamaican, Guyanese, Barbadian, or wherever your parents are from, and even if you even weren't born in the Caribbean, you can get a Caribbean passport based on the birthright of your parents. So a lot of people say, "Well, I wasn't born in Caribbean." Well, your parents were, I presume your grandparents were.
Yep.
They're glad to get that passport. It's very, very easy to get it. And once you have that, I mean, there's limitations on the engine size of vehicles based on usage. But if you got a construction company, you can bring in your big trucks. You can bring in your SUVs and pickup trucks. In some parts of the Caribbean, they've waived the age limitation and engine size limitations. So you can bring anything in, and it's all duty free. So
there you go.
Like, understand what the options are. There is the CARICOM, which is the Caribbean community. I would suggest you visit their website, understand what your options are as a Caribbean, whether it's Caribbean lineage or Caribbean birthright. Visit the government websites of the individual islands, whether it's St. Lucia, Grenada, Dominica territories. They're not all islands. Belize and Guyana aren't islands. Belize is in Central America and Guyana is in South America. But visit the websites, just put a Google, I want to repatriate to Guyana, or I want to build a home in Belize, or I want to buy land in St. Lucia. and then it will tell you exactly what the requirements are based on how you define yourself in terms of citizenship and nationality, and get to the process. As I said earlier, I've got experience in Jamaica, St. Lucia, Grenada, Barbados, Guyana. Did I miss anything? A couple of the other islands, but the small islands have their limitations in terms of what you can do with the property, but the bigger territories and countries have a lot of options. So don't ignore it. There's a huge demand for multifamilies in the Caribbean also. As the condos are being developed. I've got a colleague in St. Lucia in condos, and he's on his third project right now, his condo project. I've got a friend here doing a 4-story apartment project in Guyana. And so there's a lot of opportunity. So
all right,
don't spend that 2 weeks at a hotel spending $400 a night. Rent yourself a home and walk around the environment and try to navigate it as a local and not as a tourist or a foreigner. And look at what's going on around you.
Excellent. When, as Ray is saying, do your research. Start doing your research now. And if you have any questions, Ray can probably answer a lot of them. So there's no excuses if you say, I don't know what to do. You've been given at least a game plan even right now. Make a decision to take action. Ray, take care and have a good one as always. Thanks again.
Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure as usual.
Take care. Bye-bye. All right. And there is Ray's contact information. As always, dropping knowledge bombs. Naked Property with Osai says, this was an excellent show, gentlemen. Fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Does anything. So as we start wrapping up, because I know you have your bottom of the hour conversation coming up.
Just a quick recap. There is the Father's Appreciation event happening Sunday nights, and also there is the Caravana golf tournament happening Saturday during the day. So if anybody's interested, I will be there. So come check it out. And
are you golfing?
I'll be. I'm gonna try a couple swings. So we'll see.
Okay. And what's happening Saturday?
We have our youth entrepreneurship training, so we're getting into the pitch part of it. So always exciting seeing how they present themselves in a pitch environment. So good luck to the participants.
Good luck to the people who are going to be golfing, Ryan. Make sure you duck. Bend down low. Bend down low.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. As always, you can watch replays of the Morning Vibe on the Dr. Vibe Show, a YouTube and Facebook, Afro-Caribbean Business Network, Facebook and YouTube, Ryan O'Neill Knight, YouTube and LinkedIn. Let's see what else. And always, we got some housekeeping to do. Join the Morning Vibe Discord group. Email me at dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. And also to advertise your product or service. This is the platform. Ray has been doing, Ray's company, the McMillan Group, has been doing it, I'm going to say at least for a year now. I'm going to just check up on that. It's been a while. Thank you for your support. Black businesses working together. Coming up again on this Monday's show, David Archer, who's a licensed psychotherapist, will be talking about his new book, Black Mountain Fight for the Future, and he'll be talking about mental health. He's a EMDR specialist. That's a form of mental health that is very, very, very good. Let's see. Got any other comments here? Let's do one more thing. Oh, Fitness IQ. She said this before I said it. If Ryan is at the golf tournament, duck. Well, you do. Well, you haven't golfed with him before. Well, maybe what we'll have to do is all of us get together and do a mini putt. There's no ducking need there. Just a lot of laughter.
I'm down.
All right. If you want to get in touch with me, here are all the different places: website, email, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, the Dr. Vibe Show, Twitter at the Dr. Vibe Show, Instagram at the Dr. Vibe Show. One last thing that, I'll save that. I was going to say something. I'm going to keep it quiet. There's a few other interesting potential guests to come up. And at the beginning, we talked about the causes for divorce, that survey done by the Forbes Group. I'm going to see if I can reach out to Dr. Alicia Watkins to come in on a Morning Vibe to talk about that, because she's been doing marriage counseling of Black couples for over 10 years. She's a licensed trauma therapist, and also she has her master's in social work, and she's also a tenured professor. All those things from a Black lens. So as always, we're going to see you on Monday. If you're watching this during the weekend, we appreciate every you. And remember this, live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get small to get stronger. Block assumptions and aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. Remember to give yourselves grace and don't just manage your time, manage your energy. We look forward to seeing you on Monday, and tell people about the show. Subscribe and share. Subscribe.
Yeah, if you're still here, make sure you like. That definitely helps with the algorithm.
Yeah, subscribe and share. And I just see someone just liked. Leslie McEwen gave Facebook love. Yes, Leslie, and hopefully you can watch on Monday's show with David, because I've told him a lot about you. And again, I've shared some conversations of us on this platform. So I have a feeling he's going to be wanting to reach out to you. Okay, let me see. I'm going to just do any last comments here. Earl Anderson, great show as always. And Fitness IQ says always. All right, that's it. That's all. You know what time it is? Time to go. See ya.